Welcome to M&A Monday. This channel started out as an M&A channel, and somehow I put one take back in January on silver being cheap, and just like that, it morphed into a silver channel. But let's get back to our roots, because I really want to help those who get into my field. And so this is the middle market M&A interview, and my take on me telling you how this really works. You walk into a middle market M&A interview thinking it's about finance, models, multiples, and maybe a clean little accretion dilution walkthrough. You think if you've memorized enough technicals, you're in. You are wrong. This interview is not about finance. It's really about whether I can trust you at 11:47 p.m. after being up for 3 days, or really the night before a client call when the numbers don't tie, and the sim has a typo in the revenue bridge, and the founder is about to stake his or her entire life's work on what we send out. That's the job. So let's talk about the real do's and don'ts. First, understand the middle market and what it actually means. This is not a watered down version of the bulge bracket. It's different. You're not always dealing with pristine financials and institutional processes. You're often dealing with founder-owned businesses, messy data, customer concentration, stories that don't tie cleanly. And if you walk in pretending everything is perfect and standardized, you've already lost. Show that you understand the mess. Talk about normalizing EBITDA. Talk about imperfect systems. Talk about how you'd diligence a business that runs on QuickBooks, because that's real. Second, don't sound like a textbook. If I ask you how to value a company and you say DCF comps, precedents, you've said nothing. Everybody says that. Tell me something real. Tell me that in the middle market, transaction comps matter more. Tell me public comps can mislead, and tell me how. Tell me size, liquidity, and margin distort things. Now I'm listening. Third, think like an investor, not a student. Students answer questions, but bankers frame problems. If I give you a company, 4 million of EBITDA, customer concentration, flat growth, don't just give me a multiple. Tell me a story. Who buys this business? What scares them? What do they pay for? What do they discount? Because valuation is not a simple formula. It's a negotiation wrapped in a narrative, wrapped in framing, wrapped in positioning. Fourth, don't overdo technicals. Some candidates think going deeper wins. It's helpful, but that's not what wins. If you start talking about obscure modeling mechanics unprompted, you're signaling you don't really understand the job, the heart of it, what really makes this tick. This role is execution, process management, client communication, extreme attention to detail, and technical skills matter, but only as far as it supports execution. Nobody really knows or cares what you know until they know that you care. So fifth, show that you understand the grind. We're not trying to impress you. We are trying to see if you will survive. This job is not glamorous. It's fixing formatting at midnight. It's updating buyer lists. It's chasing missing data. It's turning comments at 2 a.m. and making sure they're on my desk by 8. If you talk like you're here for prestige, that falls flat. Middle market iBanking is unglamorous as it gets. But manage the grind and learn to rainmake, that comes later. But if you show that you've got that ability, you'll have a very long and happy career. And it shows when it shows how much you care and that you really are willing to do what it takes, come what may of this job, hours be darned. If that's how you're wired, you'll do well, and that's what we're looking for. So instead of saying you're comfortable being the person who makes sure nothing breaks, that's what gets you hired. Because you at least get the point, and we can work with that. Don't pretend you love everything. If you say you love long hours, nobody believes you. Be real. Acknowledge the demands, but anchor yourself in something credible. Being close to real transactions, seeing work translate into outcomes, that's a start and maybe enough. Seventh, be precise. Details matter a lot more than intelligence. Don't guess loosely. Don't contradict yourself. Don't round carelessly. And if you don't know something, say it. But structure your thinking. I'm not certain, but I'd approach it this way, and then walk me through it. And if it makes sense, it probably works. Eighth, don't ignore the human side. M&A is not just numbers, it's people. It's mainly people. Founders selling their life's work. Employees worrying about their future. Buyers trying not to overpay. And you just fighting every day for fairness. If everything you say is purely analytical, you're missing half the job. It's emotional too. Acknowledge the emotion. It matters. Ninth, have a point of view. If I ask you whether multiples are too high and you say it depends, you disappear. Take a stance. Be thoughtful. Be nuanced. Have an opinion. Walk me through it. And that's how the conversation starts. 10th, remember you are always being evaluated. Not just on answers, but how you listen, how you react, whether you interrupt, whether you're easy to work with. Teams are small. We're not just hiring a skill set, though it does matter. We're hiring someone we'll be in the trenches with, and it's a flat organizational structure here and in most mid-market shops. Finally, close properly. When we ask you if you have questions, don't waste it. Ask what separates great analysts. Ask where deals fall apart. Ask what juniors underestimate. That's how you flip the dynamic, and that's how you show whether you belong or not. And here's the truth. This is not about being the smartest person in the room. It's about being the least risky hire. The one who won't miss details, won't crack under pressure, won't create problems. Basically, in two main words, no divas, no chokers. If you can signal that clearly, calmly, and consistently, you separate yourself immediately. Because in middle market M&A, we're not hiring you to be necessarily impressive. We're hiring you to be reliable. And that is everything. iBankerU. Good day.